Here is your Golfer's Almanac for June 20th. Today is the birthday of Glenna Collette Vare, born in New Haven, Connecticut on this day in 1903. She took up golf at the age of 14 and at 16 competed in the 1919 U.S. Women's Amateur, winning her first-round match. Vare would go on to win the Women's Amateur 6 times, playing in 5 consecutive finals. The Women's Amateur was established just 1 month after the U.S. Open and the U.S. Amateur were held in 1895. Vare played on the first Curtis Cup and then served as playing captain on 4 occasions. Many consider Vare to be the greatest woman golfer of all time. And in 1935, at the U.S. Women's Amateur Finals, a 32-year-old Vare defeated a 17-year-old Patty Berg 3-2 for her 6th win. Berg is also included in any conversation of the greatest women golfers, along with Babe Zaharias. The LPGA awards the Vare Trophy to the golfer with the lowest scoring average for the season. Today is also the birthday of Robert Trent Jones Sr., born in Insay, Makerfield in England in 1906. His family emigrated to the United States, settling in Rochester, New York, where Jones started caddying at the Country Club of Rochester before becoming a club professional at nearby Sodus Point. He studied at Cornell University, pursuing a degree in golf course design. While a student, Jones designed a 9-hole golf course on campus. And then in 1954, Jones designed the second 9, which is now the Robert Trent Jones Golf Course. We covered the architecture portion of his career in our June 14th episode, honoring the day he passed away. And in 2001, on this day, Yuka Saso was born in Bulacan, Philippines. She turned pro in 2019 and has 1 win on the LPGA Tour, the U.S. Women's Open, in 2021 at the Olympic Club. She defeated Nasa Haraoka from Japan on the 3rd sudden death playoff hole. Saso is the first Filipino to win a major golf championship, and at 19 years and 11 months, she matched Inbee Park as the youngest to win the U.S. Women's Open. She competed in the 2020 Summer Olympic Games in Japan, representing the Philippines, and placed 9th in the individual event. While born in the Philippines, Saso has decided to represent Japan due to her Japanese citizenship on her father's side. This decision is a requirement of the Japanese nationality laws. Happy birthday, Yuka. Charles Howell III was born on this day. Born Charles Gordon Howell III in Augusta, Georgia in 1979. Howell attended Oklahoma State University and won the NCAA individual title in 2000. The Cowboys also won the team title that year. Howell turned pro in 2000 and has 3 wins on the PGA Tour. He has over 90 top 10 finishes in 593 starts on tour. Happy birthday, Charles. On this day in 1910, at the U.S. Open at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, Alec Smith beat his younger brother McDonald in an 18-hole playoff to win his 2nd U.S. Open. John McDermott was also in the playoff and finished 4 strokes back of Alec Smith for 2nd place. He would go on to win the U.S. Open the next year in 1911 and in 1912, and is still the youngest player to win the U.S. Open at 19 and the first golfer born in the United States to win the National Open. McDonald Smith was 6th back in the playoff and so finished 3rd. He would never win a major but finished in the top 10 an incredible 17 times in his career. Alec Smith won his first U.S. Open in 1906 at Onwencia in Chicago and would go on to finish in the top 10 in 10 other majors. But he wasn't the only Smith to win the U.S. Open. Brother Willie won it in 1899 at Midlothian near Chicago. Incredibly, the Park brothers, Willie and Mungo, won a total of 5 Open championships between the two of them. On this day in 1930, Bobby Jones won his 3rd Open championship at Royal Liverpool, 2 strokes better than Leo Deagle and McDonald Smith. This was the 2nd leg of Jones's Grand Slam, and this would be the first time a golfer had won both the British Amateur and the British Open in the same year since John Ball in 1890. And then in 1982 at Pebble Beach Golf Links, Tom Watson won his only U.S. Open by 2 shots over Jack Nicklaus. This was the 6th of Watson's 8 major titles. One of the greatest moments in golf history is Watson's trot onto the 18th green after chipping in for a birdie on 17. This would be Nicklaus's 18th runner-up in a major. Finally, on this day in 2018, Peter Thomson died. He won the Open Championship 5 times and the only golfer in modern history to win it in 3 consecutive years. From Melbourne, Australia, he had 98 professional wins, including 6 on the PGA Tour. He won 10 national championships, including the New Zealand Open 9 times. He also won the Italian Open, the Spanish Open, the German Open, the Philippine Open, the Hong Kong Open, the Indian Open, and of course the Australian Open 3 times. He would go on to write for the Age of Melbourne newspaper for 50 years and designed over 100 golf courses throughout Australia and the rest of the world. And here's a quote today from Raymond Floyd. If you travel first class and you think first class, then you're more likely to play first class. That's it for today in golf history. Play fast, repair all the pitch marks you can find, and keep your golf ball in the short grass. Your Golfer's Almanac is a GolfToons production. It's written, produced, and narrated by me, Michael Duranko. I invite you to check out our original golf illustrations and the humor essays that accompany each of the golf cartoons. Tour Backspin is a weekly golf history newsletter that celebrates the PGA Tour in the 1960s and 70s with tie-ins to today's tour. They offer a bunch of content, contests, and other interesting bits. See the link in the show notes and subscribe.